Hey, everyone. Welcome to Uppity Negroes, the show that lives at the intersection of humor, politics, culture, and overall blackness. I'm your co host, Blake, and here we have Sorrel, too.
Hi guys.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, let's just say this first. First, this is me and Blake, and we're friends, and we have a podcast. And we're gonna talk about interesting things, and it's live, and we're horrible editors, so you're gonna see all the really cool stuff. But as some of you may know, my name is Sorrel. My hometown originally, I'm from the South. I'm from Florida. I live in Inglewood, California, and pretty well educated. I went to college. I went to law school. Did a little stint there. And I just love blackness. So let's get to it and let's have fun and let's get educated. What about you, Blake?
Awesome. Hey, I'm Blake. For those of you that don't know me, I'm originally from Chicago. Then we transferred up to the burbs. Now I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Let's see. I studied history in college. Did a Sorrel and did a stint in grad school. And when I was in college, I was studying African American history. So very passionate about our history and our culture, and translating that now into storytelling.
Very
And
nice.
today we're going to talk to you about three different topics. We've got Whitey on the Moon, DaBaby and DaGays, and Black Women Ain't Having It.
They're not. We're
So,
not, I
you want
should
to get
say.
us started?
Yes. So if you're familiar with the Gil Scott Heron song, which you all should look up today if you're not, Whitey on the Moon, Whitey is once again on the moon. And it's just so interesting in how history repeats itself because in this song, Gil Scott Heron explains how, people can barely pay their rent, which is true right now in the United States in almost every state. People are just struggling in general, yet these billionaires are going to the moon. And at the same time, they were doing the same thing in the late 60s and 70s. So we're back at the same thing. Last week, who was it? Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk. They're all having this billionaire space race to the moon. And it's crazy because you're seeing how much people can do with unpaid tax money.
I was about to say when they don't pay their taxes. Like, wow,
It's
talk
like,
about
God
disposable
damn.
income.
Like, that is how much you're evading taxes that you can literally build a fucking rocket and go to the moon on your own dime.
Wild.
The only person that I'm kind of like on the side of is that I fucks with Richard Branson. I don't know. Something's cool about him. I don't know if it's the Virgin Airlines thing or that he's like, that's Janet's Island and that's all. I don't know what it is,
I think he's
but
the most likable out of all three of them.
is that what it is?
I am not a fan of Elon Musk. I think he's a bag of dicks. Like, I really.
A whole bag.
I'm not a
I
fan.
mean, I feel like Elon is super smart, but I feel like he should be controlled in some way. Like, it's like, okay, Elon, we get it. You're super smart. You're a genius. You have all these ideas, but are they really benefiting the people? Like, are they for your own sort of just, monetary gain? But I guess that's
I
capitalism, right?
think the latter.
The latter,
So it
right?
would be my vote. My
Jeff
guess.
Bezos is like the killer was when he does the interview and he says, I just want to thank all of the Amazon workers and all
Sir,
and
read
all
the
of the
room.
people and all of the Amazon patrons. Without you, this couldn't happen. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like,
Yeah,
no
people
shit.
being stuck in quarantine, just ordering shit off of Amazon, picking up new hobbies and stuff.
And not to mention, like, people are like slaving away in these Amazon warehouses all over America. Like, they have to pee in bottles, Amazon truck drivers and shit like that. Like, the fact that he even brought that up, knowing that the public knows that, seems like such, like, I don't know, a maniacal, like, villainous thing to say, like, ha ha ha, like, I'm still going to the moon, and you can keep the piss in bottles as you drop off. Like,
That's a pinky.
thinking I won. Like, I don't know. It's ridiculous. And I think it's really sad because imagine I know at least with Jeff Bezos, it was saying that rocket, it cost like $2 million per minute or $2 million per second while it was in space or something like that. And it's like, imagine what we could have done with that money.
The
Like
millions of dollars spent per minute. Yeah, it was kind of wild to think about. It's just like such a unfathomable amount of wealth.
right.
So
It's
like
a great
it's difficult for me to comprehend with my 9 to 5 salary here. I'm like, what? What?
I don't
How
even
did you spend
understand.
how much money a minute?
Like, okay, I like to call it unconscionable wealth. Like you're unconscionably wealthy. Like you have so much fucking money. There's no need for anyone to be poor, anyone not to be poor. There's always going to be poor, right? Because we can all be millionaires and some people are just 100,000aires, and the 100,000aires are like complain like, oh, I only have a couple of 100,000 in the bank. So there's always going to be a differentiation, right? But it's like there shouldn't be children that are going without education or clothes or water. Flint still doesn't have fucking water. We still could have. Well, I mean, we could have
like
water in Flint,
financed
Michigan
that
right
whole
now.
project.
And then
Easily.
let the billionaires talk about it. They're like, I think it was one of the Walt Disney's kids, one of the Walt Disney's heiresses. She says how, we can't afford to fix these issues. But if we start fixing these problems, then they'll always come to billionaires to fix these problems. And our government needs to fix these problems, which is true to a certain degree. But I don't know. What do you think?
Fuck her. What? Did she really say that?
She did.
That's ridiculous.
She did.
Okay, yeah, it should be the government, but like, how are you just gonna like? How can you just live so comfortably and have the privilege,
right,
to say, yeah, we could fix that, but like, it's not really our responsibility.
it's not really
Like,
our
what?
responsibility. Honestly.
No,
Maybe if you guys would pick yourselves up from your bootstraps and vote, things will be better. Fucking ridiculous. Okay.
Well,
but yeah, Whitey on the moon. And other things in the news. Let's hand it off to you, Blake, to discuss DaBaby and DaGays. What the fuck is going on with DaBaby?
Listen, speaking of irritating people, let's talk about DaBaby. His comments that he made at Rolling Loud. Someday we'll have like nice cutaways where we can just like insert those right here.
Right. Look, we're looking for an editor, guys. Help us out. Pretend like there's a cut of DaBaby right here.
Yeah, cut to Rolling Loud footage.
Right.
No, I mean, his comments that he made were about like the gay community, about women's vaginas, about HIV, were just like all so problematic and also just like really confusing to me as to why homosexuality is like so top of mind for him. I am like legitimately confused. I don't understand like how he can be so comfortable spreading misinformation. And I'm talking like we're perpetuating stereotypes of stigmas and, or stereotypes and stigmas of gay people that, frankly, our community has been trying to not combat, but like overcome.
FYI, Blake's gay, guys.
Very. But like and it's just like it's so confusing because then he went back and like doubled down on it. And so instead of just like putting out a statement on Instagram and like, having his team deal with it, he's like, no, I'm gonna speak for myself. Like this is really how I feel.
I'm DaBaby. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Like no,
take that.
We're not taking it. You know who's not taking it is Lollapalooza because they pulled his ass from the lineup today.
Oops.
And I mean, I know he lost another endorsement deal too with what's like Boohoo Man, that like clothing line or whatever.
Really?
And it's just been a lot of people that have come out. Like Madonna has released a statement. A lot of people have released statements. Dua Lipa, because they have that song "Levitating" together. Or he's on the remix and it's doing really well. And so like fans were calling for her to delete the song and only have the original version. I mean, it's just like so much backlash that has come from this. And I think it's nice to see people like rally around the LGBTQ plus community, but like it shouldn't be necessary, because why did he
Why did
have
he
to,
say?
like, what
So
good?
okay,
It's
so
not a
what did
call
he
to
say?
respond.
So what did he say exactly? It was just
It
sort
was
of
like,
like,
put your cell phone lighters up in the air if you don't have AIDS or one of those STDs that you die from in 2 to 3 weeks. And then put your cell phone lighters up in the air if you weren't sucking dick in the parking lot, or if your pussy smells like water, like it's
interesting.
supposed to. And I'm like,
So okay, but he didn't necessarily. Okay, let me play the devil's advocate here a little bit. So in him saying that, I don't. It's like he wasn't necessarily. People just took it as, okay, this is a shot to gay people, but he didn't say specifically gay people were sucking dick in the parking lot or gay people had
yeah,
AIDS.
yeah, he did. He was like, if you weren't one of the people sucking, or one of the dudes sucking dick in the Rolling Loud
Oh,
parking
he said
lot.
dudes.
And
Okay.
then one of his hype men is gonna had the audacity to be in the background like, cause some of y'all suspect as fuck. Sir,
He's sus as fuck.
unnecessary.
I don't know. I feel
Nobody
like a lot
knows
of
who you are.
homophobic people are homophobic because they have their own homosexual inclinations.
Have a problem with their own sexuality.
Exactly. I'm of the mind frame though. I do feel like the LGBTQR plus community literally has the best fucking PR and machine behind them, because I feel like gay white men, rich white gay men, I mean, sort of like run the whole thing. And I feel like that's why if anyone says anything about gay people, that it immediately gets shut down, right? But I also feel like, why do we care about what DaBaby says? Like, DaBaby is a fucking idiot. Like, his name is literally like DaBaby. Like,
Baby.
I am not taking any advice. I'm not taking anything to heart what anybody that name starts with duh or lil. Why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
why?
it's like
Like,
completely
I feel like
understandable,
he
because it's
talks.
like, who the fuck are you to who are you to put this type of misinformation out there, and just to try to put people on blast? Like, why is that?
Right.
Just
But
why?
it's
Why
like
is
he
that
was putting all
necessary
the
when
ladies
you're
with
in
dry
between
pussies on
songs at a
blast,
live
though.
show? Sorry, what'd you say?
He was putting all the. I said he was putting all the girls with dry pussies on blast, though.
And that's another thing, is someone's pH level is none of his fucking business.
It's none of anybody's business.
It's
None
no
of
one's
anybody's
business
business.
but their
You're
own,
right.
you know?
Like, how dare you? How
Yeah.
dare you bring up
I
my?
don't know.
Oh my
I
god, I'm
think
losing my
that's like,
mic. Come back to me. I mean, I mean, I feel you. I feel you with that, but I just feel like a lot of times I'm torn in this situation, because I feel like he doesn't have he's not a government official. To me, he's nobody. So I feel like, why are we getting so excited about it? And then two,
yeah.
I feel like the fact that every song that he makes is a defamation to Black women, even Black men in some way. Like, he talks shit
Have
about
you seen
everyone
his new
in hip
video?
hop in general. Huh?
Have you seen his new music video?
I haven't seen it yet.
You'll definitely have to watch it. So he like he's like getting head from a lady, and there's a censored like cardboard cutout right like at the point of interaction, like right where her mouth is. It's so bizarre. It's like, and
But
then
that
he's
shit
getting
is
head
weird.
again
But it's
in
like hip
the
hop. But
jail.
I feel like hip hop in general has an issue. You know, like, I have
Yeah,
a very
it's like
like
so
love-hate
hypersexualized
relationship with hip hop, because it's like it
with
exploits
rap,
Black
not hip
men.
hop.
It exploits Black women. You know, like, you can't listen to hip hop without something negative about Black men or Black women. Either telling Black men the only way to make it out is to hustle and sell drugs, telling Black women that the only way you can have a relationship with a man is if he's paying you, which is fucking prostitution. I mean, really, like, let's really like say what it is. And I feel like, why don't we get upset or excited about that type of shit? Because I feel like that's horrible. If you hear that, every young people who hear every day that you need to be selling drugs, or young girls hearing every day that you need to be getting copious amount of money from your boyfriend and he needs to be paying you things, or even attaching sexuality to money, that's not negative. You know, like, that's not bad. Like, why aren't we up in arms about that? But he says something dumb and inappropriate about gay people, and he's immediately canceled. And the amounts he says nigga, it's like,
Yeah. But like
black people
also
can
we're
be shitted on, but
desensitized to
everyone
a
isn't
lot of
canceled.
that stuff. But like him saying, so let's stick with the facts. So him saying if you don't have HIV or AIDS or another STDs that kills you in 2 to 3 weeks, that is not a thing. Like we're not. This is not the 80s. Like
Yeah.
people are not dropping dead like that. It is just like wrong. It is wrong,
Right.
and you can't perpetuate those kind of stereotypes because then for the people that listen to his music that might be a little homophobic, you know what I mean? That just like empowers them to stand in that ignorance rather
Right.
than to educate themselves.
And two,
And
I feel like if anything, he should shine a light on the sort of DL community in Atlanta. I feel like if anyone's spreading AIDS or anyone's doing
well, he
anything
can
like that,
shine
it's
that light on himself first.
right. It's about people who are hiding who they are. And I feel like this sort of makes people not want to come out, not want to be themselves because they feel like in the black community, I'm going to be, I'm going to get this backlash for it. And people are going to think, oh, I immediately have AIDS or it's not okay to be who I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's fucked up. Like,
At
you
the end of
shouldn't.
the day, there's enough homophobia in the black community. Like we
Yeah,
don't
it's
need to
really
make
bad.
add more to it. Even in his like not apology, in his response or whatever, he was talking about how there was a gay fan at his show, front row, in a crop top, rapping along all the lyrics, and he was like, "Yeah, he was turning up with us." Da, da, da. I mean, do you know he was gay just because he was wearing a crop top? Like football players wear crop tops all the time. I was just in Miami. It's hot as fuck. If I was at a music festival, I'd probably be wearing a crop top here. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, football, in my opinion, is a very homoerotic sport for a lot of reasons, And athletes in general do a lot of such things on a regular basis. They slap each other on their asses. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, guy in crop top, probably going to be a gay guy.
I don't know, but there said nine times out of 10, there's that one
or I
time.
feel like we're a very secure, extremely secure.
Yeah, because he's probably at the gym and just is trying to show off.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
You're
crop
at the
top
gym.
season out
It's
here, and it's
interesting,
global
like things
warming,
that
so
people are
it's
allowed
extra
to
hot.
do in gyms and not in gyms. It's just I don't know, the life of like sports. It's very, I don't know, I'm getting very like Greek. Yeah, it's all gay. It's now that I'm thinking about it, it's everything. It is. It is. But I don't know. We both digress. But I guess I feel like the toxicity of what DaBaby said, DaBaby was definitely out of line. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is DaBaby is a habitual line stepper and he's always out of line.
Mm.
So, but I feel like the only reason this is a bigger topic is because like rich white gay men are like, no. I guess
And it's
I
not
feel
just
kind of
them
like,
though. I mean, it's like it's the whole community, and I think the last thing I'll say about it before we move on is like I think the reason why you see these kind of responses from the gay community is because like we've been like shat on, for like especially like growing up gay is not easy.
yeah.
And now with people like Lil Nas X, it's a little bit easier,
Yeah.
but not so
Okay,
long
okay.
ago
Let's
we
talk about
had
Lil Nas
President
X
Trump.
for let's talk about Lil Nas X for a second.
I talk
As
about Lil Nas X all day. Hold on, but no, it's like so when people come for us or come for the community, that's why there's like a very much like a united force or a united front
yeah,
against that because we're not having that. Like
right.
no one's about to go back in the closet. No one's about to be afraid to go to a music festival. Like it's just it's a no for me.
Right. Where was this
Very
concert? Where
aggy.
was it?
It
Where
was
was
at
he at the time?
Loud in Miami.
What a dum dum. Ugh. But yeah, speaking of Lil Nas X, I wanted to know, like, as a gay, like married guy, do you think Lil Nas X is like, do you think he's doing too much? Do you think he's doing just enough? Do you think he's being himself? I saw something on Twitter where someone said a gay guy was like, this is very, like, I get it that you're just coming out, but this is like, you don't have to do this. Like, every time somebody shoots you, you don't have to be like overly sexual, overly like just over the top all the time. And then he even said, like, I get that you're saying that, but this is where I am at the moment and this is who I want to be. What do you
He's
think?
living his. I think he's living his truth. I mean, Jay-Z has a song called "Girls, Girls, Girls, Girls."
Right.
Or talk about like hoes in different area codes. Like, I do not want to hear this about him being like hypersexualized. If it makes you uncomfortable, that's some shit that you need to deal with on your own. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
And
he's
two,
living his best life. He's not doing anything any differently than any other rapper would.
that's true. That's true. He's just gay. That's the only thing. It's
Mhm.
just about men instead of about women because everything else is extremely hypersexualized. Like I text my friends the other day, like if I see another naked woman on Instagram, I'm literally gonna slip my fucking wrist. Like it's like it gets old. Like what? Why isn't it tired yet? Like why isn't it tired to be half naked like all the time? It's like we have nothing else to offer, and I feel like it really goes back to the whole I don't know, like the black exploitation thing. Like we're only these sort of like objects for entertainment or sex or like to be commodified or used in some way. Like we're not people. Like we don't have brains. Like this is my ass. These are my breasts. Like this is my pussy. Like just I'm not a person though. And I feel
So
like
let me give you a
it's
little
very
devil's
unhealthy.
advocate on that then. I
Okay.
mean, do you at all see like a sense of empowerment there with like, yeah, this is what I want to post. This is my body. I feel good about it. Like this is what I want to put out there.
I feel like on I no, like not really. Like it's my power to be naked all the time. Like how does that show power? I don't get what the power is because at the same time it's like you're so is it powerful because you're gaining money from this? Is that the power? Is it power because you're saying that I'm in control of what I wear? Then wear whatever you want to wear. But I feel like I don't know, I feel like the lack of humility is weird to me. Like I feel like it has nothing to do with empowerment. And I honestly sometimes feel like the feminist movement, it's a fucking lie. Like I feel like it's a joke and it's not really I feel like it's not really what we think it is because I
I
feel like a
think
lot of
there's
times,
multiple feminist movements though
yeah,
also.
I
Like
feel like the white feminist movement is a lie. And I feel like that is what that pushes empowerment.
I feel
Like
like there's
Amber
not a
Rose's,
white feminist movement. I feel like there's like a feminist movement. Like there's like feminism and then there's like like being a black feminist.
yeah, yeah, there's a
And like
difference.
that's
And I
why it's
think,
in my Instagram bio. It's like I think it says hood feminist because
yeah,
like I definitely identify like I I think everyone should be a feminist. Like Beyonce put it or whoever she had quoted in that song, like feminist
yeah,
or the believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. Like that's
yeah,
a no fucking brainer.
exactly. But I really think us saying like me being naked is empowering to me was a marketing scheme and something that people thought in a room to make it okay for women to exploit themselves to make money off of them because it's like you're being empowered but you're making other but
I think
you're
it's a
using your
double-edged
body.
sword because women are so judged a lot, like all the time. And like women's appearance has been like historically regulated as well. And so for me, it's like I see it as like a double-edged sword because like people love to judge women. People love to judge like fucking pregnant women. And like what
Yeah,
they you know what I mean? You see a pregnant woman smoking a cigarette and it's like
but I don't know for some reason I don't see the link between nudity and empowerment. Like I don't see the link between that. I feel like that is because you're getting paid to do that. Someone's making money off of that, off of you. So how is that really empowerment? That's not empowerment. That's just like somebody like the slut walk or somebody being a sex worker. Like no judgment on sex workers. And I feel like if that's what I feel like people should be more real about what's going on. If you're sucking dick for money, if you're fucking for money, you need to say that and say,
do you have
I
to say it though?
I mean, I feel
I
like
think they can live their life.
because I feel like to young girls, it gives the wrong message, and you're only painting like the nice side of it. You're not talking
Okay, I see what you're getting at now.
sexual abuse. You're not talking about the sexual harassment. You're not talking about the insecurity parts of it. You're not talking about, oh, I've gone and got all these surgeries because I still don't feel like I should in my own body because I'm trying to look a certain way so men can pay me something. There's nothing fucking empowering about that. And I feel like people saying that it is a lie. And it's just good for marketing because who does it benefit? It doesn't really benefit the woman. it benefits whatever machine she's in front of to make money for.
Yeah, her audience.
Again, that's prostitution. So just say, I'm proud to be a hoe. That's cool. But
I'm pro hoe. Let me put that on the record. Right now, everybody out there, I am pro hoe.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I feel like be you and do you, but don't make it seem as though you're standing up for all women and you're doing this for all women and this is for the empowerment of women, because it is not. And that is not the reality for the majority of women in the world. It's just not. It's for media, period. Sex sells.
Sex does sell.
You know, because we're obsessed with it. Okay. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the whole like Sarah Bartman thing, you know, like with the woman who had the very large, gorgeous ass, and she's like in the World Zoo and stuff like that, you know, the black woman for that. I feel like it's very reminiscent of that, using our booty as treasure and making fucking money off of it. That to me is not empowerment. That is exploitation. How many rappers?
You brought a full circle with that reference, though.
Literally, how many rappers are making money off of the asses of fucking black women? Can you make a video without having a whole bunch of naked girls in your video? Is it still popping? Can you make a song without dissing black women in some way? Is it still popping? Or do you have to sort of like subjugate black women and talk about them in a certain way and then it's popping? Like, how the fuck is that okay? That's not there's nothing empowering about that.
But I agree. But I think this is a conversation for, because we got off on a bit of a tangent there. Loved it. But we do have one last segment to cover.
Okay,
speaking of black women.
Right. Black women are not having it. And Simone Biles, she withdrew from the Tokyo Olympics, which I think is awesome. Root for Simone. And in reference to Zora Neale Hurston saying that, you know, black women are the mules of the world. We're not doing that shit anymore. You know, we're not carrying sort of this load, this like
the weight of the world
on our backs, the weight of the world for everyone else's benefit but our own. You know, you hear time and time and again, black women working, slaving, working so hard just to prove this stigma that I'm not a lazy black welfare queen. I can be the smartest, work the hardest, and it's literally fucking killing us. And I'm so proud of Simone setting a precedent and that we're not doing that shit anymore. I'm great. You already see that I'm great, but I'm not going to go out there, you know, not in the right,
injure myself.
Right, mentally, right in the right mind frame and injure myself to prove a point to some fucking white people on the fucking Olympics, because that's what it's about. She's not making money off of it.
Nope.
And you saw how
not
like
directly.
The conservatives were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that she did this," and blah blah blah, and she's so selfish. Like, you motherfucker! Like, are you serious? Like, how dare you?
That was ridiculous. It was absurd, and it was like the comparisons that I heard, and just like the perspective that these people have over athletes' lives are like ludicrous.
They feel like they own them. They feel like, I feel like they feel like they own us.
A real, like, it's given me very chattel. Like, she is a free woman to do whatever she wants to do, who happens to be an athlete. Like, you get to enjoy her talent when she decides to perform.
Right. And if anyone owes anybody anything, black women don't owe America a goddamn thing. Nothing. The fact that she's even representing America and doing so well, it's almost like it's like an oxymoron. Like, it doesn't even make fucking sense. You hate us. You hate us. But when it's in your benefit, when you want to parade us around, then it's like, oh, it's cool. Right?
Well, you know what is cool is that she has like now, excuse me, start to like make it okay.
Yeah.
To not be okay. It's like her and Naomi are.
Yep. Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, they are putting their mental health right on par. They're prioritizing it up there with their physical health, which I think is like a beautiful thing. I wish I could do that in my everyday life. And I think that it's really challenging for people to accept mental health as high as high of a priority as physical health. I think that's like super challenging, because then it like challenges your self, like your whole being of like, oh well, I mean,
who am I?
I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like that's how people kind of operate with mental health. You know, unless they are actually like taking the time to improve or like maintain or, you know, repair their mental health.
And historically, Black women, I mean, Black people in general have a very like checkered past, right, with mental health and psychology. I mean, for a very long time, the sciences, doctors, psychologists used Black people literally as test dummies and cadavers, live, pretty much cadavers, you know? So it's kind of like we have that history, and as well as the history of we're not supposed to necessarily divulge this information to psychiatrists, but we're supposed to go to God about everything, right? If you feel a certain way, you're supposed to pray about it. And it's almost sacrilegious to sit in someone's office and say, these are the things that's happened to me. This is what I should deal with. And I think it could have to do with, you know, a lack of representation, a lot of Black psychologists and psychotherapists, you know, to go to, that we feel a place, a trusted place that can really understand. I mean, I've been to therapy before. I still try to get to therapy every once in a while, but I've had a white female therapist, and she was very nice. God bless her heart. But a lot of times when I would talk to her, she would start crying. And I would think to myself, isn't this about me?
Very emotional exchange you're having.
But why are you crying, bro? Like, I need... So it's just hard. And I feel like as a Black woman, you know, as a millennial, as someone who, you know, I try really hard in life, you know, trying to like climb that corporate ladder and, you know, be a business owner. And a lot of times I feel like Black women, we're framed as to be like this strong Black woman. We have to have everything together, and we have to be beautiful, and we have to be loving, and we have to be nurturing. We have to be all of these things, but nothing to ourselves. And I feel like it's so self-defeating, and it's such like a mule type slavery like thing, you know?
Yeah,
like
it's like forget what's going on up here and just like
right, like I'm a person, like I want to be treated nicely. Sometimes I want someone to ask how I am. I want someone to just call me up that's not one of my female friends, and just, you know, put like, say, Sorrel, just vent to me, let me know how your day went, let me know how you're doing, you know? Like a lot of times Black women are always the person that's on the other end trying to cheer someone else up, or are you okay? Like we get fucking tired, like we're goddamn tired, you know?
And that's why Simone got on that plane.
Right.
With
and
her
I feel
goat
like
blanket. Excuse me, with her goat blanket and left. Did you see that one?
Tired, and it's like we need a break. Like, and that's why I feel like on one side of hip hop, where women, I don't think it's necessarily empowering selling their body, but in the lyrics where women are like, we're not taking that shit. You got to pay us. You got to do something for us, because I feel like it comes from like, we're fucking tired of being exploited and just giving, and getting nothing in return.
I know that's right. Come on, Black woman.
Right. We're not having it anymore.
I mean, it's like, it's all, and this is like obviously a much like larger issue. Like we could sit here and talk about the Black community's inaccessibility to mental health education, because a lot of it is like pray, and
pray.
talk to God and try to, you know,
pray
for
the gay away.
Don't even get me started with that. Listen, when I was in high school, this is so random. When I was in high school, I was like, Mom, I have ADD. I really think I do. I cannot focus. She was just like, I need to pray about that situation, because we're not doing it. And I was like, and here I am as an adult now, and I like see how many people are diagnosed. And like, granted, there's like, you know what I mean, whatever about overdiagnosis, whatever. I know what I need, and
and I think a lot of times too with parents, they take it as a sort of like a reflection of their parenting. or they did
Yeah, I
something
can
wrong.
see that.
And I feel like they make it about themselves. Like, oh my God, my child has ADD. Did I do something wrong? Maybe I should have did this. And then they turn it around and just say, okay, well, let's give it to God, or it's something to you. But it's like, it literally has nothing to fucking do with you. Like, take your ego and yourself out of it and just think about, what does my child need to have a successful, stable life, a happy life? You know, but instead we
But they also
internalize
need to grow up
think it's
seeing
about
black people
us.
going to therapy. You know what I mean? Or like seeking help for mental health
And then too, going to
like,
therapy, your parents are like, so what are you going to tell the therapist? Are you going to tell the therapist I was a horrible fucking mom? Yes, that's exactly why I'm going to therapy. You know, like, I say that my mom was a horrible mom. Mom, you're not a horrible mom. She's going to watch this. My mother is a great mother. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it's like,
retweet.
people don't want you to go to therapy because they make it more sometimes about them instead of the actual person. And it's like, everyone goes through things in their childhood. Everyone has their own experiences. And if you don't have the tools to deal with the impacts of those experiences, you're fucked. And you're not going to be the best that you can be, because you're going to be stuck. You know, you're not going to be able to deal with certain challenges because it's going to take you back to a place that you were, and you can't fucking deal, and you can't go any further, you know, and then you're trapped. So yeah, big ups to mental health and us having a better, like, us really tackling it and understanding the importance of taking care of yourself in every way, not just physical. It's not just what you eat, it's what you put in your mind as well. So yes, I think that's awesome. Black women leading the charge once again. Hey, we're trying. We're trying to save the world. We're trying our fucking best. We deserve a steak dinner, damn it.
Agreed. A steak dinner.
Give her that burger. She deserves it. I'm just kidding.
Terrell, we are at the end of our first show.
Yay!
How exciting. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone.
And before I leave, before we both leave, I just want to say, every show we want to sort of, you know, big up a Black business. I wanted to say that this shirt I'm wearing today is by Buttered Vintage. It's super cute. It's a little crop top. And they're called Buttered Vintage on Instagram. We'll add them and put it under. And my lashes are by Lash Bay. Super cute. Go check her out. IE Set. So yeah. And
yeah,
this
we'll
is our
tag them in a story. We can tag them in a story on Instagram.
Yes.
Thank you for watching episode 1. Feel free to like and share, and be back to join us for episode 2, where we'll be discussing Who Knows.
Yes. And tell us what you think. Tell us what you thought about it. If we were trash, say we were trash, you know? I mean, fine. That's fine.
We're figuring it out.
You know, if we weren't trash. And also, if you have any suggestions on what you want to hear us talk about, anything that's on top of your mind, or even if you want to come on the show and, you know, share your opinions about some things, or share things about your business, let us know and you'll be on the next one. So yeah. Thank you for watching.
Everyone.
Bye.
See ya.